Walter Maycumber, your father-in-law, recently passed away, and your beautiful wife, who's a teacher at Blackhawk, has been very busy this summer trying to get everything finalized. And your dad is on his way here, the Reverend, the wonderful man that he is, Jim Sr., because he's got a new church. And I saw that in the paper, and I said, you know, I want to take a little time and give him some love, and we're going to do that. But your wife deserves a lot of credit. It's been a very busy summer, and it's always tough losing somebody, but especially when you lose your father.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, she had a tough time, and he had Alzheimer's disease, and it was really, it hit him aggressively, and it's just a shame. He was a literal genius, IQ genius, and served with the government for 48 years, and just to see how the devastation that Alzheimer's created for him, it was sad, and so she did have a tough summer this year, as that happened, and now helping out with her mom and stuff. So.
She is a fine young lady, your wife.
She is.
Everybody's young to me, by the way. All right, here we go. Justin Verlander yesterday, 1 hit over 8 innings. Pirates got pounded 10-0. Today, Josh Bell, 20th homer. Garrett Cole gets the win. They beat Detroit at Comerica Park, the final 7-5. I'm still liking the Pirates. I still think they're in. I don't think the Cubs are anything what they were last year. The Brewers frighten me more than anyone because of their pitching, but I'm very pleased with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah, it's been an amazing summer. They've been so up and down, but yet, they're still, 3.5 games out. It's just, it's amazing. You want to get down on them, but then you look at what they're doing and what the other teams are doing, and they're not doing much better. So yeah, they can get on a run, and it's not too late to catch the lead.
Tornby and Olesen, who is he? From Denmark. He is your leader. Shot a 467 PGA Championship. Still a lot of folks out on the course at Quail Hollow. But Grayson Mercy, Brooks Koepka, the U.S. Open champ, Chris Stroud, and Gary Woodland are all 3 under. And Patrick Reed and Paul Casey are at 2 under. Ricky Fowler out there at 2 under 2, but he has played through 10, and a few others continue to play the course today. They're going to be switching things around next year, kind of bumping the PGA up to the early part of the year in the spring. But the PGA Championship, to me, is one of the more significant tournaments in the Grand Slam 4. And I know the U.S. Open is kind of America's tournament, but there's something about the PGA that I kind of put in that same category. This is one that we in the United States of America can claim, I think, a lot of the credit for.
Yeah, I think so. And it kind of gets overlooked. When you look at the majors, it's one of those ones that just kind of sneaks up on you. But you look at the guy I'm looking for. Seeing this weekend, Jordan Spieth, he really had to make a comeback today, have a birdie in the last few holes, but he'll have the Grand Slam if he wins this of all the majors. But yeah, like you say, the PGA Championship, it does just seem to get overlooked, but it is a great tournament every year.
Yeah, the career Grand Slam, hard to believe. Listen, real quick, Tiger Woods obviously has gone through some troubles of late. Was in a recent court appearance. I love the guy, big fan of his. But what I'm thinking, he just may not tee it up anytime soon. People who know the game of golf a lot smarter than I, people like Mike Byers, who I haven't talked to but does a great job for the Beaver County Times, they all kind of seem to feel the people that I know. I don't know what Mike feels, but he just may not be coming back. And maybe he doesn't need the paycheck, but to me that's kind of sad, right?
Oh, it is. I mean, he's a legendary figure in golf, and obviously he had a tremendous fall from grace, but it is a shame to see it end this way, and it would be a shame not to see him golf anymore. But yeah, I kind of agree. He may not do it again.
All right, let's talk to Steelers. Martavius Bryant back in the fold. Devontae Freeman of Atlanta, the Falcons, got a new 5-year deal, $41.25 million. 22 of that's guaranteed. You're Le'Veon Bell. You're wondering why not me? Why not me? You think he should just get into camp? And I'm going to give you some comments that Ed Bouchette, our Steeler insider, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, got from Kevin Colbert that are trending everywhere today. Great stuff. I think he needs to go to camp, but as far as he's concerned, he's like, you know what? Why risk it?
Right. And I think a lot of veterans feel that way. I think he'll probably come in towards the end of camp. You don't want to take a chance on getting injured at this point, and I know talking to people, all the years I've been doing this and talking to a lot of people who've covered professional football, and they say this is kind of a thing that a lot of the veterans will do. They don't want to go through training camp, so they're quote unquote holding out, or they don't sign that contract. A lot of them have a deal already worked out, but they're not going to sign it until the end of training camp. It's just a thing that veterans like to do, right? And that's probably what Le'Veon Bell's thinking. Why take a chance of getting injured? I know I've got the money guaranteed. I'll sign it with a week to go in camp, and then just go right into the season.
Really, a holdout does not benefit him in any way. I hope that he sees the benefits of being here and comes sooner than later. Kevin Colbert, GM of the Steelers, talking to Ed Bouchette, went on to say, my feelings is there's nothing to be gained by a holdout out of the situation that won't change. It can't really help change from our part on a long-term deal. And he says, so it hurts him not to be here. It hurts him because he is not working with his teammates. They want him in there.
Oh, I think so. But you know, and I'm sure they know as well. You know, I don't want to say it's lip service, but you know, I think they know too that he's going to be in. You know, probably with a week or two left, and you know, I'm sure they're in contact with him or contact with his agent. And but yeah, I agree that you know he may need a couple weeks to get into the fold and get really get in rhythm of things. So you know, he should come in sooner than later, like Kevin Colbert said. So.
Beaver County Times, James Equals. Before we move any further with the Steelers, when's that football tab coming out?
It's coming out for high school football. I think it's the 27th is the day we have planned for high school football, and I think professional football. I think that's going to be kind of a staggered thing. I'm not 100% certain, but I know college we're going to do kind of a staggered thing. We're going to do our traditional high school football section. College is going to be more staggered, but I think for the pros it'll probably be either the week before the opening week or the week of.
All right, defensive line, Cam Hayward, Stephon Tuitt, Javon Hargrave, maybe the best defensive line, definitely in any 3-4 defense. Great thing about them, Tuitt, Hayward, defensive end and tackle. They can kind of go back and forth. And Hargrave has really found a home at nose tackle. So I like them up front defensively this year, the Steelers.
I do too. And, you know, Hargrave's an amazing story. You know, a guy that, you know, not a lot of people had their eye on out of college. And, you know, the Steelers take a chance on him, and he's really panned out for them.
All right, Coach Tomlin on T.J. Watt and Juju Smith-Schuster on their ability to pick up their assignments quickly as well as their level of conditioning. He likes the way they play. No Ben or Antonio Brown with the Giants' first preseason game. Joshua Dobbs will get the start. Family Fest Sunday. Find out more at Steelers.com at Heinz Field. So just overall thoughts about Steelers thus far. What do you think?
You know, I'm feeling pretty good about them. I mean, you know, like everybody, obviously New England is a team, and they're the favorite to win the Super Bowl. But I think NFL-wide, the Steelers are probably the second best team, and you know, they're going to get a chance. You know, they play New England during the regular season. If everything falls the way everybody's predicting, they're going to play each other in the playoffs, probably the AFC Championship game. So they're going to get their opportunities to prove that, you know, that they're the better team and how good they are. So, barring injuries, they have all the weapons. The defense is great. So, you know, you just got to get past New England.
Tony Dorsett, Curtis Martin, LaShawn Shady McCoy, James Conner, great running backs in the history of Pitt. Darren Hall and Quadri Olison seem to be the guys. Coach Narduzzi and offensive coordinator Sean Watson going to have Shantez Moss, Darren Hall, Quadri Olison, A.J. Davis, and Todd Sibley. So they are loaded once again, along with some freshman defensive backs we'll get to in a moment. But running back, that's a position they just seem to reload.
They really do. It's amazing. You know, Pitt doesn't get a lot of credit for that, but when you look at the legends they've had there in the backfield, and just, you know, in the past few years, you know, James Conner gets injured a couple years ago, and Olison steps in as a freshman and goes for 1,300 yards, and then goes to the bench last year because Conner's back. So, you know, he's got a lot of experience, but they do have some depth back there. So, you know, and you look, they had so much depth that a kid like Chris James, who was a 4-star recruit, transfers from Pitt to Wisconsin because there's just not enough reps in the backfield. So, you know, now he's probably going to start at Wisconsin. So, yeah, they've had a lot of depth, and they seem to be getting a lot of talent.
All right, listen, Jordan Whitehead going to take a couple of weeks off for a breather, and hopefully he's learned, and Avonte Maddox will be there. But you've got guys like Ford and Hamlin and Garner and Coleman and Miller, some freshman talent in the backfield. Who do you think gets some reps?
I think Paris Ford, you know, talent-wise, if he can, I know you know, he had to miss
some things out.
Yeah, he's missed a lot of camp, and he's getting into school late. But, you know, I know talent-wise, you know, he's there, and it's just, you know, the whole Jordan Whitehead situation is just such a shame. I mean, there's a kid, you know, who covered him since he was a freshman in high school, and he is, you know, a good kid, good character kid, and you know, hope that he gets everything straightened out. You know, sometimes you go off to college and just, you know, you have a few hiccups along the way, but I think he's a kid, he's got a good family unit behind him. I think he'll get straightened out, and I think Coach Narduzzi's, you know, he doesn't care that this kid's a future NFL player. Look, you do it my way, and I think that's a good lesson that, you know, he's sending out to the team and to future recruits.
TimesOnline.com. If you don't have a subscription, get one. Beaver County Times, Jim Equals. Just a couple of more things. Defense coordinator Josh Conklin, depth of defensive line. Amir Watts, Keyshawn Camp, and Amir Watts. Watts and freshman Cam Carter are good, but they've never really played at this level before. So what do you think he's going to do on the defensive line?
You know, that's going to be a big
now that Rory Blair is gone.
Yeah, it's going to be a big question mark because, you know, you had a building block with Rory Blair, but again, you know, Coach Narduzzi wasn't going to take any nonsense. No matter how good you are, And so, yeah, that's going to be a big question mark. But, you know, a lot of kids, you know, you give them a chance. You know, you don't know until you're going to get a chance, and sometimes that's when they shine. So,
Yeah, and also the senior, who's a red shirt, he's Alan Edwards. They're also looking at him as maybe a breakout player as far as Pitt and Sports Network now Network. Pitt insider Nick Gordon also has, along with Alan Edwards in there, Jay Stalker, Shantaz Moss, Justin Morgan, and Rashard Weaver. So of those guys, anybody that comes to mind, hopefully it's Allen, because I think that's where they need the biggest help. But we could have a breakout season for Pitt, you think?
I'm thinking, you know, Stalker's done some good things in the past. So again, you know, he's a kid who, you know, you get a shot to be, you know, the main guy, and you know, so he could have a breakout year for them, I think. So hopefully, we'll see.
We're going to meet his father in just a little bit, but we've also got Rick Granati talking about what they're going to be doing here on Saturday. Pretty amazing stuff, celebrating their 50th anniversary at the Beaver Area Heritage Foundation. Stay with us. We're at the Beaver train station in Beaver, Pennsylvania with your Pratte Pack.